Hello everyone, it's Shea Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new short mini-series from Starz, which is Gaslit. And this focuses on the Watergate scandal and Martha Mitchell, who went out on public television telling people stuff was going down, but nobody believed her because she seemed like a crazy woman. And her husband, John Mitchell, played incredibly by Penn in a lot of prosthetics and fat suit, who does try to stick up for her, but at times, but in the end, this woman's whole entire life was thrown upside down because she was trying to tell the truth and nobody believed her. And like they even have text at the end of the film like this psychological disorder or whatever, but this series is completely directed by Matt Ross, of all people, which is very interesting because, you know, he's been in a lot of things. Like, hey, he's Gavin Belson from Silicon Valley. I'm just realizing that the director of this, Matt Ross, and he does a really fine job. This is a well-shot series. It really captures the spirit of the time period well. There are some bold elements in terms of some storytelling that he throws out there that I think gets some good attention. And he gets great performances as actors. And you have such a stacked cast. Julia Roberts is a revelation, seeing her in something recently now. And she does such a great job in this role. It's impactful. It's meaningful. And realistically, she hasn't really done much as of late. Like, she did like Homecoming, that series, and the movie Wonder back in 2017, and Ben is Back in 2018, but she really comes in here and just delivers a powerhouse performance, extremely charismatic. Penn plays this character perfectly under all that makeup. There's a fire, there's an energy, there's a rage here at times. Dan Stevens is John Dean, who was involved tertially, like tangentially, but like he really puts himself out there in terms of testifying, and you also get like romance on his end with Betty Gilpin's character, and like John Dean's played by Dan Stevens, and both of them do really well together. They have great chemistry together, and there's elements where they get like rocky relationship and stuff like that and try to keep things together. But there's that added tension, and there's all the romance tension as well between the Mitchells, because that is a toxic household, and it's very uncomfortable. Shea Whigham as G. Gordon Liddy might just, well, have stolen this whole entire series with his unhinged and crazed performance, and there's a whole entire scene with him in solitary. That episode really flexes and does a lot of great things there. And you have a lot of other people like Hamish Linklater and Patton Oswalt, Nat Faxon, John Carroll Lynch, Chris Messina. Just a lot of different actors coming in here and offering up good performances in a variety of different roles. And I think this series really captures the politics well. It captures the stakes well. It's well written, and there's incredible performances to appreciate, like what Julia Roberts does, and Penn and Dan Stevens and Betty Gilpin and the rest of this extremely talented cast. I think it does shed a light on Watergate and the real personal impact, and I think that's a big thing, even though maybe a lot of people would just be watching, if they do go see it, for the weather and being good. But like, this film transcends that. It's artful, and like, this series does a really great job of them putting it all together. It's very accurate in terms of like design and stuff like that. And in the end, I feel like this is an impactful and meaningful story on both a personal level and how you deal with relationships, but also the connection with an employer and like what happens with Zip Pop. If like, you know, like what if something happens? And you have these different kinds of elements. But Gaslit does a really fine job of showing these different perspectives of the Watergate scandal, and I definitely would recommend it from Starz. But those are my thoughts on Gaslit. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.